guys, it's Tanya from I Love It and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, I post videos on fashion, natural hair and beauty, so if you like those videos, definitely stick around. Today I'm actually doing something a little bit different. I filmed a bunch of videos earlier on today and I feel like this is the video that I was meant to have filmed today. I got back from church about like an hour ago and something was like nagging at me to film this video, and I know that this is something that I've been wanting to film for a really long time, probably a couple of years if I actually think about it. But I didn't have the courage to, and I just thought it was going to be like this long sappy video and I didn't want to bore you guys, I think. But I realized that this is really important. Not just because it's something that's affected me, but something that I know affects so many people. We all have our scars and stuff that gets us down. Some things are superficial and some scars are visible and other scars are not visible, and they're like deep-rooted emotional things that we go through. And sometimes things that start off as physical ailments can leave emotional scars behind, and that's stuff that is just a reality of life and it's just what it is. So this all seems like really deep and confusing, but I'm really just talking about acne, and I don't mean just acne like it's not a big deal, because it is a big deal and it affects millions and millions of people, and I know that some of us have a really hard time with it. So I just wanted to tell you about my acne journey and really just talk about how to deal with acne and low self-esteem, and share some of the things from my journey and what's helped me and kept me going on this journey towards clear skin. So to give you some background, I think I had my first breakout. Yeah, I had my first breakout when I was like 14 or 13 or 14, which is just like usual adolescent hormonal breakouts that a lot of us get. If you didn't, you're so lucky. God bless you. But I did, and I have my cup of tea here as well because this is story time, and I just grab a cup of tea if you don't have one, or coffee or whatever it is that you like to drink, and just sit and hang with me and let me just chat about my story, and I hope that this inspires you by the end of this. Alright, so I had my first breakout at around 13-14 years old, and it was just normal like teenage, adolescent hormonal acne, and it didn't go away. So what I did is I went on Reaccutane, or as you call it, Accutane, at about 15 years old, and because Accutane has these like really bad side effects, and one of them is that you can't fall pregnant when you're on it because it can cause birth defects. You're required to be on a contraceptive. Now of course I was not having sex at 15 or anywhere near 15, so I have been on a contraceptive and I've been on Reaccutane and like heavy medication for my skin since the age of 15. So I stayed on my contraceptive for about 10 years, which did all kinds of things to my body, but I did my first round of Reaccutane for 1 year and it completely cleared my skin, and I was super happy, and I carried on through high school like just feeling great and just really relieved that I didn't have to deal with that stuff. It's, you know, like high school is like such a vulnerable time in our lives as well, especially like, you know, like not wanting to be judged, and I don't think that ever goes away really. I just think that high school can be a very cruel place to have like anything on your face. I don't know, but also the thing when you're a teenager and you have acne, it's almost expected and something that goes away. So fast forward a couple of years, I was about 18-19 years old actually. I just moved back to South Africa because I'd gone to study in San Francisco for a little bit, and I moved back to South Africa and my skin went crazy and it broke out again. So I went back on Reaccutane for a second time, which actually is not recommended, but since the years had been so far apart since like the first time and the next time I did it, the doctor said it was okay. So I went on it again for about a year, completely cleared my skin, went off it, had clear skin for about 3 years, I guess from like 20 till 23. No, I had clear skin for about 2 years, and by clear, it was never really clear. It was clear for like 6 months, and then like the breakouts started to come back like slowly, and so I have been prescribed everything between about 4 to 5 dermatologists. 4 dermatologists over the space of 10 years, and been on Roaccutane twice, been on a contraceptive, changed my contraceptive a few times. So this all just like made my body like really crazy, pretty much. And in terms of like emotional stuff, I remember struggling with it and being like pretty depro sometimes, and not wanting to like go hang out with friends or leave the house, or putting too much makeup on because I was trying to hide it. So at 24 I went off everything. So this marked about 10 years from being on like numerous kinds of medication for my skin, and I just went off everything, and I was like, you know what, I've had it. There has to be a natural way to do it. So I started reading up about like natural remedies and things that you can do, and like oil cleansing, and transitioning to just like natural products that I was using on my face, still wearing makeup, but all the other things like cleansers and everything, I went like fully natural. It would help a little bit, but nothing cleared my skin. I even tried Acne.org's method with the benzoyl peroxide, caked benzoyl peroxide all over my face. It burnt my face, and it literally left me with like dark, like I was so dark till my neck here, where that line is over there. Like it was like I'd been burnt. There was like a shape here of like all the skin that was just burnt. It was really gross. And so it sucked, like it really sucked. Like I remember, wow, I could cry actually. Like I remember not wanting, like I remember like when I moved to LA and I found this amazing church, which is the one that I just came from tonight. It's called Mosaic in Hollywood. It's incredible. And I started to serve and get like involved and like meet people, and so you have an option to kind of spend your day there serving. And I remember just like scheduling the times that I would serve just for the evening when like the sun would go down, because I didn't want to be standing in like this room full of people or outside and like the sun to be shining on my face. And it was just like, it was crazy because my face was like covered everywhere in a rash. I stopped taking pictures. Gosh, it just messed with me so deeply. And it's so crazy because, and being someone that does believe in Jesus and that I was created perfectly in his image, and just like knowing all of this stuff, like knowing, truly knowing and understanding all of this, it was so difficult to also understand that I still had really low self-esteem because of the stuff on my face, you know. And it's something I still struggle with. Like this past weekend I was meant to have filmed a couple of videos and I didn't film. And I didn't film because I had a crazy breakout and I didn't want to be on camera because I didn't want to have that documented forever. And then I just thought, wow, like how many things happen in our lives that just stop us from doing things, or that stop us from doing something because of fear. Like how often in our lives are we stopped from excelling, from taking a next step, from just taking a leap, from moving because we're so frozen in fear. And I realized that, you know what, my acne journey or my acne story or dealing with low self-esteem isn't just about skin. It's about the things that we allow ourselves to be afraid of, because we are allowing ourselves to be afraid of certain things, the things that we let in front of us that hinder us from taking that interview because you think that you might not get the job, or asking that person to go for a cup of coffee, or asking that guy out on a date, or just signing up for something that you know didn't have the courage, or you're kind of doubting yourself because you're not sure if you're going to be great at something. Like how many things in our lives are we crippled by because we're so scared of what's going to happen if we take that step. I should have started this channel 2 years ago when I had a full face of crazy acne, and I should have just told my story and documented my journey. And I don't want to live a life of regrets because I feel less than, because none of us are less than. And so there are a couple of things, like really practical things that I just wanted to talk about that helped me and can help you if you're struggling with something similar. Just deal with this like superficial stuff, because really it is superficial, but we are selfish people and we're self-centered people, and so superficial stuff does matter and does affect us to an extent. I hope that if acne is something that you struggle with, or low self-esteem from anything, whatever it is that may have happened to you, that the way that you see yourself that came from somewhere, or something that somebody said, I hope that you know that that thing, that idea that you have in your head is not who you are. It's just an idea, and it's just a perception, and it's not the truth. So there are really simple things that I want to talk about that can help you get through low self-esteem